400 essential phrasal verbs. Now, how do you get on with phrasal verbs? It can be a bit of a nightmare, can't they? Now, notice that I've just used get on with, which is a phrasal verb. Usually we talk about getting on with people, but you can also get on with an activity. In this video, we're going to look at phrasal verbs, and I've come up with another phrasal verb, 400 of what I believe are the most essential, the most common. Rather than trying to produce a video which includes phrasal verbs which you probably will never use, I've made this one with 400 really useful ones. They're in alphabetical order. I give you the meaning of them and also examples of use. At the end of the video, you'll find a code so you can download the PDF and also download the recording. Now, the reason I suggest downloading the recording as well is because in the video I mention some extra examples which aren't in the PDF. So it's a good idea to download both. And I will also make the transcript available so you can follow along with it. And you'll find the codes for these towards the end of the video. I think you'll find this video extremely useful. It does go quite fast, so that's why the PDF is going to be useful for you. Oh, and please remember to subscribe, because that way you'll be alerted when I produce more phrasal verbs. Okay, I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you find it rewarding. Let's go. 400 essential phrasal verbs. Account for. To explain the reason for something. He couldn't account for his absence at the meetings. To be a portion of something. Online sales account for 50% of our revenue. Add up. To make sense or be logical. His story just doesn't add up. There's something odd about it. To calculate a total. Can you add up these numbers for me? I've lost my calculator. Agree with. To have the same opinion as someone. I completely agree with your point. Yes, I agree with you. To suit or be good for someone or not. Spicy food doesn't agree with me. Allow for, to take into consideration. We need to allow for possible delays due to traffic. We need to allow for his bad parenting. To make provision for something. The budget allows for additional expenses. Ask after. To inquire about someone's health or well-being. He asked after you when we met. Be after, to want or try to get something. The police are after the suspect. To seek or chase. I'm bored with my job. I'm after a new one. Be against, to oppose something. I'm against the new policy. I'm against the new working hours. Be in conflict with. The evidence is against him. Everyone's against the government. To be behind someone, to support. If you've set your heart on going to drama school, I'm behind you all the way. He never used to be like this. I think his new girlfriend is behind his attitude. The reason for causing something. To be behind with. To be late with something. I'm behind with paying my rent. Oh dear. I'll get thrown out. To be in for. To expect or be about to experience something. We're in for a long night. We've got a lot of work to do. To be due to receive something. She's in for a big surprise. It can be negative. She's in for a shock when she hears she's being fired. Be into. Be interested in something. He's really into jazz music. Oh, I'm really into this book. It's great. Be involved in something. She joined an amateur dramatic society. She's really into acting. Me too. To be over. To recover from something. She's not over her divorce yet. She's not over the death of her father. You're too late. The program's over. Be out of. To have no more of something. We're out of milk. Can you go to the shop and get some, please? Be absent. He's out of town. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Smith is out of the office at the moment. Be up to be doing something. What are you up to? Bear out, to confirm or support something. The evidence bears out his story. I bear out his alibi. He was with me at the time. Bear with, to be patient or forbearing. Bear with me, please. I'll be with you in a moment. Bear with me. It won't take long. To break up. To stop an argument or fight. They'd have come to blows if I hadn't stepped in and broken it up. Break it up, you two. Stop it. To separate. My parents broke up when I was little. To end a relationship with someone. Rachel is heartbroken. Tom's broken up with her. Unfortunately, many couples break up. Bring along. To take someone or something with you. You can bring along a friend. Oh, bring along one of your cakes when you come to the party. They're delicious. To help someone improve. His teacher has really brought him along. If you help him, you can bring him along a lot. He just needs help. Bring forward. To do something earlier than originally planned. The meeting has been brought forward to Monday. The meeting has been brought forward to Monday. To propose or suggest. She brought forward a new idea. Yeah, it was a good one. Bring up. To introduce something or a topic into conversation. I wish you wouldn't always bring up how things were better in the old days. Oh, I wish you'd brought that up earlier. It's a great point. To be sick. I'm worried about my little girl. She keeps bringing up her food. He drank too much last night. He's brought up his dinner. Ugh. Call back. To return someone's phone call or to return to see someone. Sorry, I'm busy right now. I'll call you back later. Oh, Hello, Jane. Great to see you. Call in to visit somewhere. I must call in the opticians and book an eye test. I'm going to call in to see Grandad on the way home. I know he's not very well. To tell someone to come inside. David, please call the kids in. It's their bedtime. Call up to phone someone. I'll call up Jane and see if she knows. Catch up. To spend time doing tasks you should have done and are behind with. I must catch up on my housework. There's dust everywhere. To meet with a friend to share news. We must get together and have a catch up on things. We must get together and catch up on things. You can also say we must have a catch up. To come across. To present oneself in a certain manner. Marcus always comes across as being very friendly. On the other hand, Jim always comes across as being very grumpy. To find or meet someone or something by chance. Guess what? I came across Maria in town. Oh, guess what? I found that old photo of Jim. Come along. To arrive or appear. A taxi came along just as we were leaving. We were really lucky. To improve or make progress. Her piano playing has come along nicely. That's because she practices a lot. Come back. To physically return. I'll come back later when you're less busy. We often use come back instead of saying I'll return. Come back to return to a previous topic. Yeah, coming back to what you said about him earlier. I think you're right. I don't trust him either. Come down to reduce or decline. Hey, the price of that car in the showroom has come down. Let's buy it. Come down with. To have or start an illness. I can't stop sneezing. I hope I'm not coming down with a cold. Come forward. To offer help or information. Several witnesses have come forward. To present oneself. She came forward to accept the award. Come in. To enter. I came into the meeting late. The boss wasn't very pleased. To come in for. To be the subject of something. To receive something often unpleasant. The government has come in for a lot of criticism for its new tax policies. Come into. To inherit or receive money. Jack has come into a lot of money. I think his uncle left it to him in his will. Come off. To happen as planned. The party came off without a hitch. We also use go off. To be successful. His plan didn't come off as expected. And again, you could use go off. Didn't go off as expected. Come on. To develop or improve. She's coming on very well with her studies. Yeah, it's coming on nicely, thanks. To start to work or function. The heating came on as soon as it got cold. It might come on if you plug it in. Come out. To leave a place or appear. She came out of the meeting in disgust. Come out with, to say something unexpected or surprising. Sarah, usually so reserved, came up with a rude remark about the boss. Ooh, I wonder what it was. To produce or introduce a product or idea. The car manufacturer came out with a new model last year. Come over to visit for a short time. My parents-in-law are coming over for lunch tomorrow. Oh, what fun. To suddenly start feeling something. Oh, I came over and had to sit down. Come over to change one's mind and agree to something or support something. The more I thought about it, the more I came over to his point of view. Come round to regain consciousness. She fainted, but soon came round. To visit someone. Oh, do come round for dinner sometime. Come through to survive a difficult situation. She came through the surgery just fine. Thank goodness. We expected the worst. To provide something promised. He finally came through with the money. Count on. To rely on someone or something. You can count on me to help. You know you can always count on me. To expect something. We're counting on good weather for the trip. Cut down, to reduce in size or amount. I've decided to cut down on sugar. I've put on so much weight. To fell a tree. They had to cut down the old oak tree. Deal with, to handle or manage a situation. I have to deal with a lot of emails every day. Dealing with that client is a nightmare. To do business with. We deal with several suppliers. Die down, to decrease in intensity. The storm finally died down. The noise died down as the crowd drifted away. To become less active or noisy. The laughter died down after a while. Dig up. To find or discover something. The journalists dug up some interesting information. To break the ground into small pieces. The lawn is full of weeds. I'm going to dig it up and plant vegetables. Not a job I enjoy. Do away with, to eliminate. We should do away with outdated regulations. To get rid of. They want to do away with uniforms at school. Just to mention, to do away with can also mean to kill, so be wary of using it. The gangster did away with his rival. Do up, to fasten or close. Do up your coat. It's cold outside. To renovate or redecorate. They're doing up their old house. He's doing up his car. He wants to sell it. To do without, to manage without something. We'll have to do without a car for a while. It'll take a long time to repair. Forgo. She can't do without coffee in the morning. And neither can I. I can't do without coffee in the morning. Dress up, to wear formal or fancy clothes. She likes to dress up for special occasions. To disguise or adorn, they dressed up as superheroes for the party. Kids love dressing up, don't they? Drop in, to visit unexpectedly. She dropped in to see her old friends. Frank dropped in. It was such a surprise to see him. To stop by. I might drop in on you tomorrow, if that's okay. Are you likely to be in? Drop out. To quit a class, school, or program. He dropped out of college last year. He dropped out of the team. He didn't feel fit enough. To withdraw from something. She dropped out of the race due to injury. Eat out. To dine at a restaurant. We decided to eat out tonight. We fancy treating ourselves. End up. To finally be in a particular place or situation. We ended up staying at a hotel. To result in something. She ended up getting the job. End up is a very, very common phrasal verb. Fall apart. To break into pieces. The chair fell apart after years of use. He made a model, but unfortunately, it fell apart. To experience emotional breakdown. She fell apart after receiving the news. She'll fall apart when she hears. To fall back on. To rely on something when other things fail. We had to fall back on our savings. To use as a backup. Well, she has teaching to fall back on if acting doesn't work out. Fall behind. To fail to keep up. He fell behind in his studies. Come on, study, otherwise you'll fall behind. To be late with payments. They're falling behind with the rent. Fall off. To decrease. Sales have fallen off recently. To drop from a higher position. The book fell off the shelf. The vase fell off the table and smashed into pieces. To fall out. To argue and stop being friendly. They fell out over a trivial matter. This can also be a phrasal noun. They had a fallout. To come out of something. Her hair fell out due to stress. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. Feel up to. To have the energy to do something. I don't feel up to going out tonight. This is more often used in the negative, like this. I don't feel up to. Figure out. To understand or solve something. I can't figure out this maths problem. I can't figure out where he's been. I'm a bit concerned. To discover an answer. In the meantime, can you please fill in this form? To substitute for something. Do me a favour. Can you fill in for me at the meeting, please? I'd really appreciate it. Fill up. To make something full. She filled up the gas tank. Can you fill up the water jug, please? It's nearly empty. To become full. The room quickly filled up with people. Oh, I'm full up. I've eaten too much. Fit in, to belong or conform to a group. He doesn't fit in with the rest of the team. He never fitted in that job. To find time for something. I can fit in a quick meeting tomorrow. Oh, that's good of you. Thank you very much. Fix up, to repair or improve something. They fixed up the old house. He's good at fixing up cars. To arrange or provide something. She fixed up a meeting with the client. I can fix that up for you. Don't worry. Get across, to communicate successfully. He couldn't get his point across. I just can't get across to him what I mean. He doesn't understand. To move from one place to another. We need to get across the river. Get ahead, to succeed or advance. She worked hard to get ahead in her career. You won't get ahead if you don't actually study and work harder to progress. And here we are. He's getting ahead in his studies. Get around, to travel or move about. She gets around town on her bike. When I was teaching, I got around the world quite a lot. To avoid something. He got around the problem by using a different method. He got around going to the party by making up an excuse. Get at, to suggest or imply. What are you getting at? I don't understand. To reach or find something. I can't get at the files on the top shelf. Get at someone, to criticize or berate. My mum's always getting at me for one thing or another. Like I don't tidy my room or I come in late. Get by, to manage to survive. We can get by on a smaller budget. I'm sure we can. You just cut out the booze. To make ends meet. It's stuff, but they get by. They don't buy any luxuries. Get down, to depress. Oh, this weather is really getting me down. Failing my exams really got me down. To lower oneself. Hey, get down from that ladder. You're going to fall if you don't get down. Get in, to arrive. She got in late last night. I wasn't very happy. To enter. We need to get in the building. We can't get in. Has anyone got a key? Get into, to go inside. He got into the taxi. To become involved in. I really got into this book. I got into an argument. Get off. To leave a vehicle, a bus, car, train or aircraft, not a car. We got off the bus at the wrong stop and had to walk. To escape punishment. There were no witnesses, so he got off with the theft. Get on. Bus, car, train, aircraft, not a car. You get in a car. To board a vehicle. She got on the train just in time. to have a good relationship. They've always got on well. An idiom here. They get on like a house on fire. Get to arrive at a place. How do I get to the station? To begin or start. Come on, let's get to work. Get together, to meet socially. Let's get together this weekend. How about getting together next week? We really need a good catch-up. To gather. The family gets together for the holidays. We always get together at Christmas. Get up. Of course, to rise from bed. I get up at 7 a.m. every day. Good for you. I don't. To stand. She got up to greet the guests. He got up when she entered the room. Get up to be involved in something. What did you get up to this weekend? He's been up to something, I just know it. He looks guilty. To go about, to begin or continue with something. How do you go about starting a new business? Well, how do you go about doing that? When I've no idea. To deal with something. She's going about her work as usual. I went into the staff room. Everyone was going about doing their lesson plans. To go after, to pursue something or someone. Hey, he's going after a promotion. Hey, she's going after him. She really fancies him. To chase. The dog went after the ball. The police went after the thieves. Go ahead. To proceed. Go ahead with your question. What is it? Yeah, go ahead with the project. That's fine. It sounds good. And again, to start. The project went ahead as planned. Go ahead is also a phrasal noun. You get the go ahead. Go along, to agree or cooperate. He decided to go along with the proposal. Okay, I'll go along with you. It sounds good. To continue. As the story goes along, it gets more interesting. Yeah, the film's a bit slow at first, but as it goes along, it gets very exciting. Go, to leave a place. He told them to go away. Children, go away. You're making too much noise. To disappear. The pain should go away soon. Go down, to decrease. Prices have gone down. I wish the cost of living would go down. To happen. So, what went down at the meeting? It didn't go down very well. To go for, to choose or try for something. I think I'll go for the chicken salad. How about you? What are you going for? To attack. The dog went for the intruder. She went for him after what he said to her. Go in, to enter. I looked in the shop window, but I didn't go in. I didn't go in because the prices looked very expensive. to fit inside something. Come on, all those clothes won't go into the suitcase. Go in for, to like a particular thing or activity. I don't really go in for party games. I don't really go in for horror films. To choose a particular type of work or enter a competition. Have you ever thought of going in for teaching? I think you'd be very good at it. Go into, to go to a place where you work or hospital for treatment. I don't feel well, so I'm not going to the office today. He's had to go into hospital. He needs some surgery. To describe, discuss or examine something in a detailed way. Look, it's complicated. I don't want to go into it now. Maybe later. Go on, to continue something. She went on working. The children were very good and went on with their classwork. To talk effusively. Effusively means excitedly and a lot. She went on and on about her holiday. To go on with, to continue doing something. He went on with his lesson preparation. It's okay, I can go on with this later. What can I do for you? To go out, to leave home for an activity. They're going out for dinner. Fancy going out tonight? I'm fed up of staying at home. To stop functioning. The lights went out during the storm. That lamp's gone out. Go over, to talk about something. Look, let's go over it again to make sure you fully understand. I had to go over it several times before he got it. To visit someone, usually someone who lives near you. I think I'll go over to see Uncle Sam this evening. To go through with, to complete or carry out a task. I have a lot of emails to go through by the end of the day. To proceed or continue with. He said he needed to continue going through the students' essays. I'll go through with it no matter what. Go under, to sink. The ship went under in the storm. To go bankrupt. The company went under last year. Go up, to increase. The prices have gone up. And again, the cost of living is going up. To rise. The temperature is going up. The hot air balloon is going up into the sky. To grow up, to become an adult. He grew up in a small town. To mature. It's time to grow up and take responsibility. I don't think Jim's ever grown up. He still behaves like a kid. Hand down, to pass on to a younger person. She's handed down her old clothes to her sister. Phrasal noun, we call them hand-me-downs. To pronounce formally, the judge handed down the sentence. Hand out, to distribute to a group. They handed out flyers at the event. They handed out leaflets. To give, the teacher handed out the test papers. hang around to spend time doing something. They were just hanging around all day. Hang on, to wait for a short time. Hang on, I'll be right back. Can you hang on a minute? I won't be long. To hold tightly. Hang on to the railing. These stairs are dangerous. Hang out, to spend time relaxing. They like to hang out in the park. They like to hang out in the pub. Socialize. We often hang out together at the weekends. Have you noticed that Mary's started hanging out with Frank? I think they go well together. Hang up, to end a phone call. She hung up without saying goodbye. Well, that goes back to when we had old style phones instead of smartphones. To suspend something. He hung up his coat. He hung up his jacket. Have on, to wear. What did she have on at the party? To be broadcasting. They had a great documentary on last night. If you have someone on, you're teasing them. You're having me on. You're joking. You're kidding. You're not telling the truth. Hear from, to receive communication from someone. Have you heard from Tom recently? To get news about someone. We finally heard that she's had a baby girl. We were so relieved to hear from her. Hear of, to be informed about. Have you heard of that new restaurant? Have you heard that Tom's got put in prison? He robbed a bank. To know about. What? I've never heard of such a thing. No, I've never heard of that. It's news to me. Hold on. To wait. Hold on. I'm coming. Can you hold on a minute, please? I'll be with you in a moment. To grip tightly. Hold on to your hat. It's windy. Keep at. To continue doing something. Keep at your studies. You're doing great. Don't despair. Keep at it. Honestly, you're doing fine. To persist. She kept at the task until it was finished. Come on, don't stop. Keep at it. Keep back. To maintain a safe distance. Kept back the crowd. She kept her child back from the edge of the cliff. To withhold information. He's keeping back the truth. I don't believe him. He's keeping something back. Keep in, to store. I keep my bread in the fridge. That way, it stays fresh longer. I really do keep my bread in the fridge, and it does stay fresh longer. Keep on, to continue. He never learns his lesson. He keeps on choosing unsuitable partners and gets hurt every time. Keep to follow. Keep to the path. It's safer. Keep to this road and you'll find a bank at the end of it. To adhere to. In other words, to stick to. We must keep to the schedule. Keep up. to maintain pace. Keep up the good work. Well done. Come on, keep up with me. We're going to be late. To continue, she kept up with her studies and passed the exam with flying colours. Kick off, to start an event. The game kicked off at noon. Begin. They kicked off the meeting with a speech. To kick off with, I'd like to discuss the project. Knock down, to make someone or something fall. I bumped into the child and knocked him down. To reduce the price. I got him to knock down the price by 20%. I got it at a knockdown price. Knock out, to make someone unconscious. The boxer knocked out his opponent. To eliminate from a competition. They were knocked out of the tournament. Lay off, to dismiss employees. The company had to lay off 100 workers. To stop doing something. Lay off the sweets if you want to lose weight. Oh, lay off me. Stop criticizing me. Leave out, to omit. He left out an important detail. He realized he'd left out the main thing that he'd wanted to say. To exclude. Don't leave out your friend. Let him play too. The little boy always got left out of the football team. Let go, to release. Let go of my arm. You're hurting me. Let go of it. It's mine. To relinquish. You have to let go of the past. Let in, to allow someone to enter. She let him in through the back door. To admit. The curtains let in too much light. Let off, to excuse someone from punishment. The judge let him off with a warning. I'll let you off this time, but don't do it again. To release. The fireworks were let off at midnight. Let out, to release. They let out the prisoners. Who let out the dog? Can't find him anywhere. To make a sound reveal a secret. She let out a scream. Without meaning to, she let out what he'd told her. Lie down, to recline. Oh, I'm going to lie down for a while. I could do with a lie down. It's a phrasal noun. To rest. He laid down on the sofa to have a nap. It's slightly different, but very similar. Light up, to illuminate. The fireworks lit up the sky. She lit up the room with her happy personality. To start smoking. He lit up a cigarette. Live on, to survive. They live on a small pension. He lives on his wife's earnings. To be nourished by. She lives on pasta and coffee. Live up to meet expectations. He lived up to his reputation. He never lived up to what his father wanted him to be, to fulfill. The film didn't live up to expectations. Lock up, to secure a building. Don't forget to lock up before you leave. To imprison. He was locked up for theft. To look after, to take care of. Ever since the accident, she's had to look after her sister. To pay attention to, watch something or someone. Excuse me, can you look after my bag, please, while I go to the toilet? Thanks. Look ahead, to think about the future. Well, it's time to look ahead and plan for next year. To anticipate. Yep, we need to look ahead for potential problems. Look at, to direct your eyes towards something. Look at that beautiful sunset. Oh, look at what's happening over there. I've never seen anything like that before. To examine or consider. We need to look at the evidence. We need to look at what's been proposed so far. To look for. To search for. I'm looking for my keys. To expect or hope for. We're looking for a positive outcome. To look into, to investigate. The police are looking into the case. Let's look into it in a bit more detail. I'm sure we can find a solution. To explore. She's looking into new job opportunities. To look out for, to keep a watch. I've ordered a taxi. Look out for it in case it can't find our house. To care for or protect someone. My big brother's always looked out for me since we were kids. To search for information. I don't know what it means. I'll look it up in the dictionary. To move on, to make progress. Let's move on to the next topic. To leave a place. They moved on after the job was done. They're moving on again. They've only been here 2 years. To move out, to leave, vacate a place of residence. She's moving out next week. She's bought a new house. Pass away, to die. Her grandfather passed away last year. I know in some countries they just say passed. We say pass away. To go out of existence. The tradition has passed away. I can think of many traditions in England which have passed away now. Pass by, to go past something. We passed by the park on our way home. I passed by the supermarket on my way home. I could have bought you something. To happen without being noticed. Oh, the summer passed by too quickly. Pass out, to faint. She passed out from the heat. I nearly passed out when I heard the news. Gosh, I was so shocked. To distribute. He passed out the test papers. You can also pass out from a parade. You can also pass out payback, to return money. I'll pay you back next week. To retaliate. He wanted to pay back his enemies. In other words, he wanted to get revenge. Pay off. To finish paying for something. Hooray! We finally paid off our mortgage. We finally paid off paying for the car. To bring success. Is hard work paid off? Come on, keep at it. It'll pay off in the end. Pick on. To bully or treat unfairly. The older boy is always picking on him. Stop picking on me. It's not my fault. To criticize unfairly. Don't pick on her. She's doing her best. Point out. To indicate. She pointed out the mistake in the report. She pointed out that it was wrong. To draw attention to. He pointed out the benefits of the new system. Pull down. To demolish. They're pulling down the old building. To lower. He pulled down the blinds. You can also pull down someone. You can criticize them. You're always pulling me down. Pull in. To attract. The event pulled in a large crowd. She's very attractive. She pulls in a lot of admirers. To arrive at a station, a train station or a bus. The train pulled in on time. Pull over. To stop a vehicle at the side of the road. The police officer pulled him over for speeding. To move to the side of the road. We pulled over to check the map. We were lost. Put away. To put something in its proper place. Children, please put away your toys. To save money. From January, we put away £20 each month towards Christmas presents. That's a good idea. Put forward. To suggest or propose. He put forward a new idea. I put it forward, but no one accepted it. To nominate someone. She was put forward as a candidate. She was put forward for promotion. Put up. To tolerate. She has to put up with a lot of noise. To endure. She couldn't put up with his abuse and left him. I'm finding it hard to put up with the people upstairs. They make such a din. Run after. To chase. The dog ran after the ball. Pursue. He's been running after a promotion. Well, if you walk out on me, don't expect me to come running after you. Save up. To save money for a specific purpose. We're saving up for a vacation. To accumulate. She saved up enough for a down payment. A down payment is a deposit. See off. To say goodbye at a departure. We went to the airport to see him off. To chase someone away or force them to leave. The kids were kicking the ball against his wall, so he went out and saw them off. Get away, you kids! To see through, to realize the truth about something. She saw through his lies. I can see through her every time, no matter what she says. To support until completion. I'll see the project through to the end. Sell out. To sell all of something. The tickets sold out in minutes. Betray one's principles for personal gain. He was accused of selling out. He sold out on me. Send back, to return something. I had to send back the faulty product. It didn't fit, so I sent it back. To dismiss. The editor sent back the manuscript for revisions. Send for. To summon someone. They sent for the doctor. They sent for the police, as they'd been burgled. To request something. She sent off for more supplies. Send out. To distribute or dispatch. They sent out invitations for the party. They sent out wedding invitations. To emit. The machine sends out a lot of noise. The car sends out a lot of exhaust fumes. Set about. To start doing something. They set about repairing the roof. Oh, I must set about doing the housework. To attack or beat someone, either physically or non-physically. He was fed up with his constant bullying, so he set about him and knocked him down to the ground. Set back. To delay progress. The project was set back by several months. We talk about having a setback, a phrasal noun. To cost. This car set me back quite a bit. So to cost a lot, set me back, it cost a lot. Set up. To establish. They set up a new business. They set up a meeting. To arrange. She set up a meeting with the investors. Shut down. To stop operating. The factory will shut down next year. The computer shuts down automatically. Sometimes when you don't want it to. Shut up. To stop talking. He told them to shut up. Children, shut up and go to sleep. To close something. Shut up the house before you leave. Can you shut up the shed, please? Sign in. To register. Don't forget to sign in when you arrive. to enter a system. You need to sign in to access your account. You'll need your password too. Sign out to sign your name to show you've left a place. Please sign out when you've left a building. To log off a computer system, remember to sign out of your email. Sit down. Sit down to take a seat. Please sit down and relax. Oh, do sit down while you're waiting. To have a formal discussion. Look, I think we need to sit down and talk about this. Sit up. To rise to a sitting position. She sat up in bed. Stop lounging about. Sit up while I'm talking to you. To stay awake and not go to bed. They sat up all night talking. Do you realize we've been sitting up for 3 hours? Sort out, to arrange or organize. She's sorted out her desk. You need to sort out this room. It's a complete mess. To solve a problem. Don't worry, we'll sort out the details later. I can sort that out for you if you like. Let's have a look. Speak out, to express an opinion. She spoke out against the injustice. She's never afraid to speak out. She speaks her mind. Stand by, to support someone. I'll stand by you no matter what. To be ready. Please stand by for an important announcement. Everyone stand by. The bus is arriving now and we'll be getting on. To stand for, to represent. The letters UN stand for United Nations. To tolerate. I won't stand for this behaviour. Children, I'm not standing for it. Now start behaving, or you'll be going to bed. Stand out, to be noticeable. A bright dress made her stand out. To be remarkable. He stood out as an excellent student. Start off, to begin. You started off the meeting with a joke. To initiate. She started off the project with a small team, but the team's grown much larger. She's doing very well. To start out, to begin a journey or career. She started out as a waitress. To embark on a journey. They started out early in the morning. Stay away, to avoid. Stay away from the edge. It's dangerous. I stay away from him. I find him nothing but trouble. To not attend. She stayed away from the meeting. She knew what it would be like. Chaos again, so she stayed away. Stay in, to remain at home. Let's stay in tonight and watch a movie. I fancy staying in tonight. Don't want to go out. To stay indoors. They stayed in because of the rain. They stayed in because they had no money to go out anywhere. Stay up, to remain awake. She stayed up late to finish her work. I often stay up very late. To remain standing. The tower has stayed up for centuries. Stick out, to protrude. She stuck her tongue out at him. That nail is going to hurt someone. It's sticking out of the wood. To be noticeable. He always sticks out in a crowd. Stick to adhere to something. Let's stick to the plan. Oh, come on, stick to what you said. You promised. To continue with something. He stuck to his diet. He stuck to his ambition to become a doctor. Stick up for, to defend someone or something. He stuck up for his friend. My dad always stuck up for me. To support. She always sticks up for her beliefs. She always sticks up for what is right. Switch off. To turn off a device. Please switch off the lights when you leave. To stop paying attention. She switches off when he's talking. If someone is switched off, they're sometimes not very bright. Switch on. To turn off a device. He switched on the TV. To activate. She switched on her charm. Opposite to switched off. If someone is switched on, they switched on at doing something. They're good at it. Take away. To remove. They took away his license. To subtract. Take away 2 from 10 and you get 8. Take back. To retract a statement. He had to take back his words. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I take it back. To return something. She took back the faulty product. I must take this back to Mary. I've had it for weeks. Take on. To accept a job, task or responsibility. He took on the role of team leader when Jim resigned. To accept a challenge. She took him on at chess after he boasted how good he was. Take to start liking someone or something. She quickly took to her classmates. I took to him as soon as I met him. To start a habit. He's taken to jogging every morning. Take up. To start a new hobby or interest. My grandma's taken up skydiving and she's 82 years old. Good for her. I'd love to try it. To accept something. I've taken up his offer and I start the new job on Monday. Talk into. To persuade someone to do something. She talked him into going to the party. Talk out of. To persuade someone not to do something. He talked her out of quitting her job. I was going to leave, but she talked me out of it. Talk over. To discuss. Come on, let's talk it over before making a decision. Let's talk it over. We mustn't be hasty about it. Let's talk it over. We mustn't rush it. To debate. They talked over the pros and cons in the meeting. Tell off. To scold. She told him off for being late. The phrasal noun, we give someone a telling off. To reprimand. The teacher told off the students for talking. She gave them a telling off. Think over. To consider something carefully. Think it over before making a decision. No rush. I'll have to think it over. I'm not sure. To reflect. He thought over her final words to him. I always think over what he said. Throw away. To discard. Don't throw away those old magazines. Might want to read them. Throw it away. It's no good. To waste. She threw away her chances of winning. She threw away her chances of promotion after she spoke to the boss like that. Throw out. To dispose of. You throw out the broken chair. To reject. The proposal was thrown out. His suggestion was thrown out without any discussion. Throw up. To vomit. Sorry. He felt sick and threw up. To abandon something. She threw up her career to travel the world. Tie up. To secure with a rope or string. They tied up the boat to the dock. To be busy or occupied. I'm tied up with work right now. Try on. To test clothes before buying. She tried on the dress but didn't buy it. She tried it on but it didn't fit. To test something new. They're trying out a new product. To audition. He tried out for the school play. Turn in. To submit. Please turn in your assignments by Monday. To go to bed. I usually turn in around midnight. You can also turn in someone to the police if they've done something wrong, committed a crime. Turn into. To transform into something. The caterpillar turned into a butterfly. To become. His hobby turned into a successful business. Someone's personality can change and turn into something else. Turn over. To flip something. Turn over the page and you'll see what I'm talking about. To transfer control or possession. He turned over the keys to the new owner. You can also turn over someone to the police. Use up. To exhaust or consume completely. We've used up all the sugar. Hey, you've used up all the milk. To deplete. The project used up all our resources. I've used up all my energy today. I feel tired. Wake up. To stop sleeping. She woke up early. To become aware. He needs to wake up to the reality of the situation. She needs to wake up to what's going on about her. Walk away, to leave a situation. He walked away from the deal. To not get involved. She walked away from the argument. She walked away. She wouldn't have anything to do with it. To walk out, to leave work in protest. The workers walked out, demanding better conditions. So we talk about them staging a walkout. There was a walkout, a phrasal noun. To leave abruptly. She walked out of the meeting. I walked out when they started arguing. Watch out, to be careful. Watch out for the wet floor. I've just washed it. Watch out, children. It's dangerous there. To be alert. Watch out, there's a car coming. Wear off, to gradually disappear. The effects of the drug will wear off soon. To diminish, the novelty wore off. We can also talk about a stain wearing off. Wear out, to use something until it becomes unusable. He wore out his shoes. I've worn these jeans so often, they're completely worn out. To tire greatly, the kids wore me out today. Wind up, to end up in a particular situation. She wound up in trouble. To conclude, let's wind up the meeting. Now, another important one is you can wind someone up, which means that you can tease them. He wound me up. Wrap up, to finish. Okay, let's wrap up the presentation. Let's wrap the meeting up now. To cover something. She wrapped up the gift. Write down, to note something. Write down the directions, otherwise you might forget them. Record. She wrote down her thoughts. Write off. To dismiss as unimportant. He wrote off the idea as impractical. To cancel a debt. The bank wrote off the loan. Another one here is you can write off a car, for instance. It means it's damaged beyond repair. It becomes a write-off. Write up, to prepare a document. She wrote up the report. To record in detail. The police officer wrote up the incident. Okay, there you go. 400 of the most essential, most common phrasal verbs. Difficult to take them in at the first go. Take them in, phrasal verb. But remember, you've got the PDF to download and also recording plus transcript. And here is the code. I'll leave the link in the description so you can go to my website and you can download them for free by using the code. Good luck with phrasal verbs. I think this video will make many of them much easier for you. If you've got any questions, then please ask them. I'd love to see them in comments. I'll say bye for now. In the meantime, take care.